Hello and welcome to Newsroom Series today. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Our focus is the southwest region of the country. Sorry, I beg your pardon, the northeast region of the country. Thank you for joining us. Labor unions made true their threat as we bring you our top stories to embark on a nationwide strike today, as no fewer than 15 unions that are affiliated with the Labor Congress and the Trade Union Congress have directed their members to fully comply with the directives to down tools beginning from today. Some of the circulars cited by our labor correspondent include those from the Medical and Health Workers Union, the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, the Maritime Workers Union of Nigeria, and the National Union of Food, Beverage and Tobacco Employees, which all directed members to fully enforce the industrial action. Members from the education sector directed the same compliance from the College of Education Academic Staff Union, Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Universities, Nigeria Union of Teachers, and Senior Staff Association of Nigeria Polytechnics, as members of the Academic Staff Union of Universities also mobilized for the strike. Members of the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association have also asked its members nationwide to down tools. Organized labor representatives in the ongoing negotiations for a new minimum wage, namely the NLC and the TUC, had on Friday declared a nationwide indefinite strike following disagreement in the negotiations for a new minimum wage for workers. The two labor centers also cited the refusal of governments to reverse the recent hike in the price of electricity tariff as additional reasons for the strike.
Africa.
And already, Nigerians are feeling the impact of that strike as the Transmission Company of Nigeria have announced the complete shutdown of the country's power grid by labor unions. Announcing the shutdown of the national power grid in a statement by the TCN spokesperson, Ndidi Mba, the transmission firm says the action was done by the workers. The statement reads in part, "The Transmission Company of Nigeria hereby informs the general public that the labor union have shut down the national grid, resulting in a blackout nationwide." The national grid shutdown, according to them, occurred at about 19 minutes past 2 a.m. this morning, June the 3rd, 2024. Now let's take a look at the situation in some states in the southwest region of the country as labor unions enforce the strike. A look at the southwest region as labor unions in the area enforce the industrial action.
Lagos, the strike is taking full effect as government offices are shut. In Alausa, where most state government offices are located, workers are locked out and business activities grounded. The impact is being felt most especially at the airports, with flight disruptions as aviation workers picketed the domestic wing of the Murtala Mohammed Airport. No flights were allowed to take off. All other businesses with union representatives are affected by the strike.
As you can see, we've locked the gates for people, staff that are under level 14. The 14 and above are in there working, and you can see this to us. I'm giving you the news of what is happening on the road and what is happening across the state, so that you can have an idea of what the strike is all about, and before people want to get information.
Still in the southwest, in Ogun State, the Federal Secretariat at Abeokuta in the Ogun State capital is under lock and key as workers stayed away from office in compliance with directives of the national leaderships of the NLC and TUC.
Nigerian populace are waiting for living wage. Everybody now, we are waiting for the pronouncement and the declaration of for the President of the Republic to announce the living wage, because I want to tell you, it is on living wage that every soul will live on.
In Oyo State, many public school students in Ibadan, the state capital, were turned back by their teachers in the early hours of the day in compliance to the strike action. Banks and other financial institutions were seen running skeletal services as their gates remain closed to usual businesses. The government secretariat at Agodi also showed a very low turnout of workers, as most of those present are senior civil servants.
Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong.
Further south, the workforce in Ondo State are complying with the nationwide strike. Leaders of the labor unions converged in Akure, the state capital, where they expressed confidence in the level of compliance in the state.
We never see any government that wake up one day and tell you that it's increasing your wage. No, we fight tooth and nail to get all those things. There's nothing the government will give to you free. They will never. So that is why the workers knew all this, that it's only labor leaders that can save them from the hands of these politicians or government, whichever we can call them.
The level of compliance in the state, both in public and private sector, at least presently I can tell you that it's 80%.
Unless something significant happens, the labor unions vow to continue their strike action while monitoring the level of compliance in government offices as the labor leaders continue to enforce the strike.
Now, for another perspective on these issues, we're joined on the program by the Speaker, Ekiti State House of Assembly, Honorable Adeoye Aribasoye. You're welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much. I should also mention that you are the Chairman, Southwest Conference of Speakers, the Vice Chairman, Nigeria Conference of Speakers, representing that particular area. Now, let's start with the issue of the NLC strike, of course, and the call for the state government to help ease the tension as Labour hits stalemate in discussions. Is the Ekiti State government presently making moves to help resolve the crisis in Ekiti State?
Well, for us in Ekiti State, you know that we've always enjoyed industrial money since this government came on board. Part of what we've done is to ensure that we put the welfare of workers at least is a priority. Both the executive and the legislative arm, we've been working together to ensure that when it comes to issue of welfare, priority is given to that. What we are actually waiting for is once the agreement is reached at the national level, we can be rest assured that the state government will definitely look into it and ensure that our workers are also fairly treated, given their priority of space. That is for us in Ekiti State. At least we are one of the states in Nigeria that even before now, immediately the removal of subsidy was done, that we also begin to pay what we call wage award to all categories of workers in Ekiti State. We've been doing that for over 6 months now. Even the agreement at that time was that that will work for like 6 months, but we have also extended that. That is to tell you that the government we have presently in the state, we are pro-people, and we believe in the people, particularly the workers. But however, I must also state that when it comes to the issue of labor-related matters, we should also follow due process. And in a way, I will also pitch my tent with the Attorney General of the Federation that let us also follow due process. Negotiation is still on. And at this point in time, I believe that the last resort, if negotiation fails, that is when we can now begin to call for this strike action. Thank you.
Honorable Speaker, you know, the saying, when it rains, it pours, seems to aptly describe what's happening in Nigeria at the moment. Not only do Nigerians have to contend with the harsh economic climate, but now with this labor strike that is affecting the power grid and there's a national blackout, are they not putting in harm's way the very workers and citizens that they are trying to, or they say that they are fighting for, trying to protect? Is it not going to damage the economy further? What do you think of labor's demands?
It's already, even that is happening already. The hardship is, of course, with what is happening now, of course, if the hardship before now was at the 50%, it has actually aggravated to 90%, with even just a day is a very serious, a call for serious concern. And I think labor should also reconsider their stance on this. A lot of course, there are some people who are not, they are not labor that rely on power to do their job. And this will also amount, giving them untold hardship. And that is why we have to also weigh this, balance it, and ensure that we are considered, because what the federal government is saying is presently there are other sectors that are not, they are not public servants who are also that will be affected by this living wage. Let's consider everyone and come to a conclusion. Come to and let us have a consensus before we say, okay, this is what we are going to do. And I think labor should at least persevere until the discussion is finalized. And if that is not done, yes, because at least I was a labor union leader. I was in the civil service. I was a student union leader at a stage. And I believe that the 3 C's, until we exhaust, there are 3 C's that we have to, is we have to consult, we have to consolidate before begin to confront. And I think labor leaders should please, I will even plead with them because of the masses, because of the people of Nigeria, that they should consider their stance. Why government at all levels, either at the federal level, even we legislature, we should also get involved to ensure that at the end of it, we reach a consensus that all of us will be happy about.
Before we had you on, Honorable Speaker, we had some labor union representatives speak, and they say that this is exactly the type of language the government understands, that they have to take this sort of harsh action for the messages to be put across and for things to change, that government has never unilaterally said we're going to look after the interests of labor, that the labor unions have to take industrial action before they get the attention of the government.
What they should also look at is antecedent of which of who represent government. Because when you say government, government is not just there on its own. People also represent. And when you look at the antecedent of the current president, you will know that he has always been pro-labor. He has always been labor-friendly. And they should also give him that benefit of doubt. Yes, it might be the situation or story in the past, but the current president that we have, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, when he was in Lagos as governor, we have his antecedent, and that speaks volume. And that is why we should also, the labor should also look at that beyond what has been happening before. give him that benefit of doubt. This is another government entirely. And let's just wait and see what this government will do. To me, I believe this current president will do the right thing. But again, it's not what he can do unilaterally. It's not what it allows all of us, everything to, let's put everything on board and let's discuss. And at the end of the day, I believe that all of us will be happy for it. I believe in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a Democrat and as a welfareist who also believe in the welfare of the people. Well, all of us will know that as the governor of Lagos State, he gave, even without asking the question, the independence of legislative army in Lagos. They've been enjoying that since 1999. At least we know that. And we also know that when it comes to even the autonomy that everybody is clamoring for local government, he also allowed that to happen even in Lagos. Then with that antecedent before us, I think we should give him that benefit of doubt. And I know that he's going to do what is good. And the governors will also follow suit. Thank you.
Thank you for your time. We certainly hope we come to a speedy, amicable resolution to this face-off. Thank you, Honorable Speaker of the Ekiti State House of Assembly, Adeoye Aribasoye.
Thank you very much.
Welcome back to Newsroom Series. Wife of the Lagos State Governor, Dr. Bijoke Sanwo-Olu, says now is the time to take the bull by the horns and wage war against drug abuse in the state. Dr. Sanwo-Olu spoke at the stakeholders meeting towards tackling drug abuse in Lagos held in Alausa in Ikeja. She laments that drug abuse is affecting the children, the youth, the men and women of all ages from across Lagos State, and that the issue is one of concern that is increasing at an alarming rate, at which drug abuse has deeply permeated every facet of society.
It's another opportunity to engage school teachers, local government officials, representatives of non-governmental organizations, religious bodies, security agencies on the issue of drug abuse gradually becoming a threat to life for young ones in Lagos State. The Office of the First Lady of Lagos State is meeting all concerned groups to prefer solutions on how to tackle the growing menace.
Before you can get admission, be registered into the institution, you will be test of the drug substance. If you are test positive, the parent of such student will be invited, informed, and let them know what their children is into. We also ensure that all students within the university premise, including the assistant, are actually being watched critically.
According to recent reports released by the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, 40% of Nigerian youths are deeply involved in abuse of drugs. While a report by the National Survey on Drug conducted by the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime says Southwest Nigeria recorded high usage of drugs.
3 consecutive times in the course of 5 years, we've had bags of cannabis entering into Lagos State. And that we had handed over to NDLA.
As of today, we see parents going to school to beat teachers because they discipline their children. How do you want those children to turn out to be? We no longer give all the necessary attention to our children from home. So there is nothing much that security agencies can do. What are we doing to prevent that?
The commander of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency believes the problem would be better tackled through robust engagement with victims rather than punitive measures.
Out of 10 people that become addicted in drugs, it's only by the grace of God you get 4 that will get out of it. What am I saying? So the best is we parents is to watch our children, not even start at all. Because getting out of it will be difficult.
Dr. Bijoke Sanwo-Olu asks youth to protect their future by saying no to drugs or excessive use of any substance.
We need to take this matter very serious. We need to invest in the cause of war against drug abuse. Almost in every house, as we are seated, there's this abuse of drug. Right from the common Panadol, you'll be surprised. So every house is being targeted. Now it starts with wrong usage of the drug. I have cough. I want to use cough mixture. This cough mixture is very sweet. The doctor says use it 2 times a day. I think I will use it 6 times. It will make the cough go faster. Please, for crying out loud, when did you become a doctor?
Organizers reiterate that it's a collective responsibility to ensure the menace of drug abuse is eradicated in Lagos State and victims get help.
Over 203 seizures worth about 2 billion naira have been made by the newly appointed controller of the Federal Operations Unit Zone A, Lagos, in the last 1 month. In a follow-up meticulous documentationary check, a total of 81,813,612 naira, 81 kobo was recovered on goods which have already exited with low duty payments. Speaking of the seizures made, Controller Oladeji explains that tougher days await smugglers who try to defy laws of importation.
It's the maiden briefing of the new Controller of Customs Federal Operations Unit, Western Zone, Kola Oladeji, as he reels out its cache of seized items since he assumed office on April 19th. First on the list is a lineup of exotic cars parked at the unit's office complex in Ikeja, Lagos. Controller Oladeji explains that the unit has redefined its operational tactics with the hope of making more seizures with intelligence-based directive.
A plate number of presidency, as you can see, to put on it in a chauffeur driving through Ijebu-Ode. But with our intelligence, we knew that this is what he was trying to do. And if you look at the amount, the price of this vehicle, do you need to smuggle it? For anybody that can afford this price should be able to pay this small token as tax. Abi? Then look at it. They are forfeiting it to the federal government, and it's going to be prosecuted at the end of the investigation.
With the seizure of over 16 truckloads of 50-kilogram bags of foreign parboiled rice recorded in just 1 month, he adds that the unit will not relent in its round-the-clock patrol across the 6 southwestern states.
They are going to have tough time, more tough time. Not only losing their money, but we will be making effort to arrest them and be prosecuting them.
Other items seized include 22,850 liters of premium motor spirit, 625 kilograms of cannabis sativa, 2,152 cartons of foreign frozen products, while over 81 million naira was recovered through meticulous documentary checks on goods already exited with low duty payments.
Finally, as part of efforts aimed at improving access and affordability for healthcare services in Oyo State, the state governor, Seyi Makinde, has commissioned the first solarized medical oxygen pressure swing absorption plant in Nigeria and the level 2 newborn unit at the Jericho Specialist Hospital, Ibadan. Explaining the reason for the project, Governor Makinde reiterated his commitment to affordable quality healthcare services and promises to vote deserving attention to the sector to ensure that child and maternal health is greatly improved.
It's a major milestone celebration for the residents, government, UNICEF, NACA, and other developing partners of Oyo State as healthcare gets a major boost. A solar-powered oxygen plant and level 2 newborn unit are being commissioned for use. Developing partners in the health sector are here represented at the Jericho Specialist Hospital, Ibadan, to witness a major leap by the state government. Governor Makinde says his administration remains committed to providing essential healthcare infrastructure and supporting initiatives and ideas aimed at improving healthcare delivery in the state. He thanks partners for their support, adding that more doctors, nurses, and other professionals are being recruited to address shortages.
This medical oxygen building and the partitioning of the female ward at the Jericho Specialist Hospital to accommodate the newborn units lying in ward and labor room are highly commendable. We are even going ahead to install this solar system to support the plant. Not only that, we provided technical expertise through training of the manpower needed to run this intervention.
The launch of the Oyo State Strategy for the Scale-Up of Medical Oxygen in Health Facilities 2024 to 2028 marks a significant achievement for the state and partners, achievements that stand as a testament to the power of collaboration and dedication.
The establishment of this plant is not just a testament to His Excellency's committed to enhancing healthcare infrastructure, but also a beacon of hope and resilience, and underscores his unwavering dedication to the well-being of the good people of Oyo State. This state-of-the-art facility represents a leap forward in our capacity to meet the growing demand for medical oxygen. It embodies cutting-edge technology, operational efficiency, and environmental responsibility. It stands as a symbol of our proactive approach to ensuring that our healthcare systems are robust, responsive, and ready for the future.
One of the major development partners commends the state government's efforts and charges other states to emulate this.
This is the first plant in the entire country that the oxygen plant is fully solarized, and it comes along with a level 2 newborn unit. So this will mark the baseline, Honorable Excellency Governor, with your leadership at the Nigerian Governors Forum to stimulate other states to follow your achievement.
I do it in the name of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit.
This move, according to the state government, gives credence to its commitment to improve healthcare delivery for all, regardless of location or socio-economic status across the state. Bukola Oriowo, Channels Television News.
That's it on Newsroom series this day. Thanks for watching. I'm Olumide McCall.